We are live. Welcome everybody to the Small Council Shindig. Sorry about the slight delay. My mic was hooked to something called Katie's bedroom. I have no idea who Katie is, but it wasn't working for me.
Is she coming to Ice and Fire Con?
I don't know. If it's somebody that lives on either side of me, I doubt it because they're like children. Okay. Hello, everybody. I am Tara, the organizer of Ice and Fire Con and generally Queen Regent. Tonight, I decided to don my fiance's cosplay and be Littlefinger of sorts because Andrew isn't going to be with us and we needed a Littlefinger. But actually, I had this plan before he said he couldn't make it, so I just thought it would be fun to wear this outfit. But anyway, we have here with us Brian H., who is our, I don't remember your official title, to be honest.
Brian Meister, I think.
Yeah, I think that's right. He handles most of the website stuff. And then Ashley, who is Hand of the Queen, there we go. Or technically, I think Hand of the Queen or Regent, but she does programming and like mostly at-con stuff. And then we have Elena and Chloe. Elena is Lord Commander, and Chloe is our Mistress of Whispers. So you guys want to just like say hi real quick? You can start with Brian. You can start and just kind of. I don't know, like just say hi, what you're doing.
Hi, my costume right now is Joe of House Exotic, the Tiger King of Volantis. Let's see, I've been going to Ice and Fire Con for 7-8 years now, so,
It's been a while. All right, Ashley, what about you?
I am Ashley, been here since inception. I have the most ridiculous costume as I am Team Baratheon today, which everyone knows is the most not me thing ever. And I basically just do activities at the con, mostly, coming up with the ideas and to do fun stuff.
Hey everybody, I'm Elena. As she said, I am Lord Commander. I do a little bit of everything. I like to joke I'm the Jill of all trades because you'll see me a little bit everywhere around the con trying to make sure everything is fitting together and everything needs to be where it needs to go. So I'm Chloe. I am the Mistress of Whispers. I know a lot of stuff about a lot of stuff. That's my job. No, I'm just kidding. I do a lot of the marketing. If you're interacting on social media, Elena helps me a lot with that. Megan, who's one of our volunteers, is active there too, but you're probably interacting with one of us. Elena and I are cosplaying us together. That's a thing. We're sharing, really sharing that StreamYard today, but we're cosplaying as together. We mostly, I wanted to be in Ohio this weekend. It felt wrong. So I'm in Ohio just for this weekend for unimportant reasons. Spoilers. But I am wearing an Arya hoodie. This is like when you're getting ready for Skelly night. Usually right now you would be in maybe rehearsal for the musical, getting yelled at and not allowed to drink. And right now we're pre-gaming for Skelly night. That's our costumes. Pre-gaming for Skelly night.
All right. Well, we've got a bunch of stuff to go through and some other fun stuff that's happening. So I guess, first of all, just because this has come up several times, yes, tickets for Ice and Fire Con 2022 is on at Deer Creek, April 21st through the 24th of next year. So like almost exactly a year from today. Tickets are available on the website at iceandfirecon.com/store. I can never remember which it is.
Store.
Thank you, store. We've everybody who had a ticket for 2020 and 2021 has already been shuffled over to registration for 2022. And we are still allowing like transfers free of charge and stuff. So if you can't go and you want to try to sell your ticket, you can always email us with any questions, iceandfirecon@gmail.com. And I don't know, the theme, Chloe, you want to talk about that for a second? Because it's still the same old.
No, I feel really glad that this theme has lasted for 2 years. It's feeling good. It was kind of funny because our theme is a dream of spring. You know, back in 2019, it wasn't quite as funny as it is right now, but this is truly the A Dream of Spring con. I think all of us are getting that itch. We all are needing an Ice and Fire con. For some people, Ice and Fire con is that light in the darkness, right? So this is A Dream of Spring. We are holding out for spring next year, 2022, when some of these clouds have cleared and hopefully no one kidnaps a northern princess and runs off with her and impregnates her in a tower. Okay, that's the only thing I can hope.
Why'd you gotta spoil my plans, Chloe? That's a little rude.
With who?
Yeah, like let's just say that the next in-person Ice and Fire Con has become like an installment in the actual book series at this rate.
What do you know of summer or winter or spring or any season? Time's not real anymore, my children.
Time is irrelevant. Doesn't make sense.
I mean,
anymore.
where I live, it actually isn't anymore. So there's that. All right. So yeah, Dream of Spring still happening. I'm definitely still going to be looking forward to that spring break themed Flea Bottom Fete the most. So
Yes.
and we will have to like kind of redo some programming, but like honestly, we actually haven't used most of the scheduled panel ideas and whatnot. So yeah, we're good there. Like I have very little schedule planning to do, which is nice, I suppose.
I think all the content is strongly relevant too. There's a lot on that, just a lot of panels that are going to be really fun, especially with all of the hope for a book.
It would be funny if the book does come out before the con, and then we're gonna have to redo all the panels.
I mean,
honestly, I don't think so. I think a lot of these panels could be worked into talking about the future.
I think so too, and I also think that like we will have several like open spots as well, because we did use a couple of the panel ideas during our virtual content weekend last year. I don't want to call it a virtual convention because it was like 5 events, but like yeah, we definitely have, we definitely have plenty to go on. So yeah, real quick, if you aren't a Patreon or haven't checked out our Patreon, we're patreon.com/Ice and FireCon. They do get as much news as possible before anyone else, plus chances to join certain live streams, including we've got several joining us during Quiplash tomorrow evening. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. And we're also always looking for content suggestions for our patrons. So, if you have ideas, like email us, or, if you're friends with me on Facebook, you can always PM me there, because I'm an old person that has Facebook. I've learned that's the way things are nowadays. So yeah, anything else you guys like want to touch on before we talk about what's going on this weekend and other fun stuff?
Well, definitely feel free to send those emails over to iceandfirecon@gmail.com, or if you want to tweet them or DM them to us at Twitter, it's the same handle, iceandfirecon. And of course, the Facebook group. If you're not in the Facebook group for Ice and FireCon, there's always fun stuff getting posted there, whether it's memes or actual information and ride share info and room share. That will be coming up in the future as we get closer to the con. We have a big thread where people on Facebook kind of, it's easier to background check. You can't really background check as easily. So it's nice to kind of find some roommates and split the room share and have a good weekend.
Yeah, and just, an FYI, we have it right now. It's still always set that you can only book a room if you have a ticket. It's still the same way. If you see rooms on the website and you book one through their website, which I don't even know if there's any available, because we have like basically all of them in our block.
They're sold out. Almost pretty much everything outside our block is sold out.
Okay. So yeah, you're definitely going to have to call to get a room, but you have to know the code to get a room when you do call. So, book once you buy your ticket, we do send those out. I will say that I had an issue where something wasn't syncing, and I actually wasn't getting notified of ticket sales. So like I did send out a few emails to new people like within this past week. So so yeah.
That's awesome.
I was like surprised. I was like, oh wait, we've had, you know, like a handful of ticket sales in the past month. Also, thank you, Stripe, for not sending these notifications. So yeah, if you have bought a ticket within the past month and you haven't gotten an email, please let us know. Because you should have at this point. Other than that, I swear to God, these dogs. I have no idea what they're even barking at. There's nothing happening. Sorry about dog background noise. I mean, it's kind of par for the course every, you know, live stream I've ever done for Ice and FireCon. But so yeah, but again, with our Patreon, they've definitely gotten a whole bunch of stuff, you know, beforehand. And also if you already had a ticket for this year and you had a room booked, you also should have gotten an email about rebooking. So yeah, definitely make sure you get that done. And as always, I really hate that this is the case, but if Deer Creek tells you they're sold out, they are absolutely not sold out. My biggest suggestion there is to just be really pushy or call back at a totally different time of day and talk to somebody who's not the same person who keeps telling people we are sold out, because we're not. All right, so without further ado, we're just going to go over the schedule for this weekend real quick, because there's actually so much more going on than there was last year, and I want to make sure that it's really clear, you know, what all is available to whom and whatnot. So reminder, all of the times that we're talking about are Eastern, which is Eastern Daylight time right now, I guess. So all of the times are in Eastern, and because I've had several people ask me about this, yes, all of this weekend's content will remain public and available on our YouTube once it is aired, unless by some crazy chance YouTube like pulls things. We did have that one issue with Chloe's stream.
Don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, Tara. Never heard about it.
Listen, we got a ping against our like we fought it, but we at first we actually almost got a ping against our.
It was weird, but it's all there now.
Mm-hmm.
It's very weird, but you know what?
Well, because they stopped.
It was a good panel, though. It was a good panel, though.
They stopped the live stream. They stopped the live stream presumably because you had too many clips or something from the show, or it was a
yeah, that's why,
you know, thing. But it wasn't, because it was I don't know, I can't remember the exact law or whatever. It was not an actual copyright violation, but they stopped the stream, and I later had to go back and like fix it. And we didn't actually get a ding against us for it, but it was sad and also amusing that they stopped that panel of all things.
I think it was also great since it was a season 8 retrospective, you know, and like show retrospective. I think that really summed up season 8 in my opinion.
I don't.
Yep.
So yeah, okay. So on that note, Chloe, I think you're kicking off the little listicle of things we've got going on this weekend.
Yes, I'm so excited. Tonight is, of course, this is the only official content tonight. There is unofficial content happening, and if you ask around to the right people with some nudges, you'll find out. You know what I mean? Skelly night, but I'm the right people. But Friday, we're going to talk about Friday. We have a lot going on tomorrow, so let's jump into it. Tomorrow we start off at 12 noon, and it's an experience. We're going to experience a major overhaul feast with our friends, the Yeasty Boys. It's a live cooking show, a live recording of a comedy cooking show with our friends Dom, Lydia, Steve, and James Lively. Steve and Dom are cooking, and Dom, Lydia, and James are the comedy, and they are going to bring this comedy to you for sure. After that, we're going to go at 6 p.m. to something everyone is sitting here wanting to talk about, right? Spin-off speculation. We all want to talk about that hot D going on, that hot dragon. So, History of Westeros, Ashaya and Aziz, Radio Westeros, Lady Gwyn and Yolkboy, and Wendy, aka the Wendy Nerd, talking House of the Dragon and touching on some other new spin-offs that have been mentioned, maybe some speculation towards what's to come, right, with Dunk and Egg or etc. And after that, to close out Friday's official content at 8 p.m. will be Quiplash, which is a blast if you are not playing Jackbox games. They are very fun. You got to check them out. Very communal, and they're fun to play right now in the pandemic with friends. You can play them from afar, but we're going to play Quiplash, which is a big punny game. First hour or so, the players are going to be Tara, Lady Gwyn and Yolkboy from Radio Westeros, Ice and FireCon patrons. And then if you stick around, we'll get audience members in as well on a first come, first serve basis. So it should be a blast. Lots of laughs to go around.
All right, and then for tomorrow, for Saturday, we actually have this broken up into 2 spots. Daytime, we are going to be super duper busy. We are starting off at 10 a.m. bright and early with Good Morning Westeros.
I swear I'll wake up this time. Maybe.
If you've been before, you know what you're in for. If you haven't been, it is a lot of fun. It is a like good morning show style. We'll have several different panelists. We'll have great stories. We'll have a lot of laughs. And I'm sure everyone is going to have a ton of fun. After that, at 1 o'clock, there is going to be a costuming panel, and that's going to be discussing the links between history and the garments and the book and show. And we are going to have several people on that are all very knowledgeable about costuming in the historical aspects. I have no idea about either of those, so I will not be on that panel.
I think Megan is leading it, right? Birdie D cosplay.
Yes, and then I believe also, oh my gosh, who else is, my brain just died. I give up. I'm sorry, my brain is fried today. We've been very busy running around all day. But to finish up with the afternoon at 3 o'clock, we are doing the prolific works of George R.R. Martin, and that is a recording that will be going live. It features Amin from a podcast of Ice and Fire and Duncan from the Vassals of Kingsgrave podcast. And I know that's going to be super great. It's going to have lots of really great information, and I know that's definitely going to be something I'm going to be catching.
And later in the afternoon, we're going to have minor characters panel. It's the little people with Aziz from History of Westeros, Lady Gwen Yolkboy from Radio Westeros, and they'll be talking about all the minor characters in the show. So, I mean, we all talk about all the main characters all the time, but like us super nerds, we need more details than that. So it'll be more about the lesser characters that you don't get to hear about. And that is at 5 p.m. Eastern. And then at 7 Eastern, there will be, I don't know as much about this one, the book club, Senlin Ascends by Josiah Bencroft.
Yeah,
saying that wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the book, there's the book club. It's on the Discord. You guys should all check it out. Is the Facebook page still running strong too, or?
The Facebook group for the book club, we haven't really kept up with it, to be honest. There is a book club channel in the Discord. And, you know, so I think that Discord is probably, other than obviously the main Ice and FireCon Facebook group is going to continue to be very active, but the Ice and FireCon Discord, I think, is the best place to go for like discussion about these things, you know, for future reference. We haven't had a ton in there yet, but we did. That was mostly because you know, we only recently created it, so it was kind of closer to this weekend that we got a bunch of, you know, new people joining. If you are not in the Discord and you want to be, there is a link in the Facebook group that was posted a few days ago, or again, you can just there's a link in the Facebook group that was posted a few days ago. You can message me and I can try to get you a link. I can't promise I will do so in a timely manner for this weekend at this point, though.
Yeah. So if you're interested in checking out what the book club is, you know, a bunch of Ice and Fire fans checking out other genre fiction books, I'm guessing. And they're on this book in particular at the moment, but I'm sure if you are interested in getting involved, you should check that out and see what they're all about. And then at 9 p.m., we'll be having a bad fanfic reading. We basically, this is a staple at Ice and FireCon now. We start with prompts. This has already been pre-done, so if you're looking to participate, this will give you an idea of next year. But basically, prompts went out, and people wrote some delicious, wonderful fic for us. And I think we're all going to have a good time reading it.
I also have a feeling that we're going to be, Becca is going to be on that panel. Becca's been running the bad fanfic, or on that live stream, and Becca's been running the bad fanfic for a long time. So we're going to be talking about some past really good ones that we've heard, and possibly dredging up some real old memories from Cough Cough Ice and Firecon 2013. Cough Cough. Just saying. All right, so we're on to Sunday, last day of programming.
Yeah, so Sunday morning at 10 a.m. we have our Patreon hangout with David J. Peterson that we recorded last year that's going live to our YouTube channel, so you can check that out. And then at noon, we have the Feasts and Festivals of Ice and Fire panel. That's with our folklorists, Daisy, Dom, and Lydia. And they're going to go into detail about feasts and festivals in the Song of Ice and Fire, combine text and real-world examples, and imagine what they could look like, and the cultural meaning behind the feasts and festivals. And then at 2 p.m., we have our Stonks panel, which if you've paid attention to any of the Reddit, GameStop, Wall Street stuff that's going on, and the whole GameStop stonks, that got us thinking about trade in Westeros, and they're going to talk about the ports and imports and exports, and that is with Matt and Ray. And I think that's it.
Yeah. So real quick rundown of what's going on this weekend. But again, like I said earlier, we had a lot less programming. I think last year we had 7 events total, and this year we have 13. So, and like I said, again, you don't have to necessarily view things live, but we just really, really, really love people being involved in the live chats and everything while the panels are going on. So, I'm kind of hoping that we have that sort of camaraderie that we had last year as well. So yeah, we hope you'll join us live. If you can't, they will be available later. But I will say the ones that are going to be the best to join live are Quiplash for sure. Because I know Ashley talked a little bit about this, but we do have several. I'm going to be on it, playing for the first hour, maybe a little more, as our Lady Gwen and Yoke Boy from Radio Westeros, and a bunch of our patrons are also joining us. And then we have in the second hour or so, and I'm kind of saying this because the last time we did an ASWAF Quiplash with History of Westeros, they hosted it on their YouTube channel, and it ended up lasting 2.5 hours. And I've already talked to Ashea, and we're kind of just going to let it go as it goes. And I know that Scad from Davos Fingers is definitely going to come on for the second hour. And like I said earlier, I mentioned there was a little bit more to it. We are also going to open up some spots for audience members to join. It's going to be like a first come, first serve. Ashea puts the code up, and you have seconds to get in before other people, essentially. So if you don't know what Quiplash is, or if you have any questions, I don't know, let us know. But it's a Jackbox game. It's really fun. And yeah, so people from the audience will have a chance to play, which I think is going to be a good time. Yeah, and also, again, don't forget to keep an eye out in the Ice and Firecon Facebook group and in our Discord channel. If you're a member there, if you're not, again, you can find the link to that in the Ice and Firecon Facebook group. I don't want to post it on Twitter or anything because that's just it's that gets to be messy. We don't want unchecked joining for reasons. We also talk about Zoom calls that happened last year, but yeah, we'll be posting. There is also the unofficial event happening after this tonight, and there will absolutely surely be some Zoom calls as well. We went with Discord tonight just because of the number of people who are interested, but we'll do probably Zoom tomorrow night and Saturday night, even if it's just for a little while after our last panel wraps up. So yeah, keep an eye out there for links to join those Zoom calls. All right. This is going a lot quicker than I expected it to. which is fine. We do have some other things happening in a little bit, and also a special guest joining us hopefully fairly soon. But first and foremost, if you haven't seen the Ice and Fire Con bingo cards, they are available. I'm hoping on Twitter. Are they on Twitter?
They are on Twitter.
Just
Yes.
got put
They
up.
are on Ice and Fire
Thank
Con's
you,
Twitter, Instagram, yes, and Facebook, and in the Facebook group as well. So I would like to hear from everybody about. I would like to hear from the small council about your bingo cards, but also while we're chatting, people in the live chat, please let us know how you did on bingo. I want to.
Were we supposed to fill that out ahead of time? Whoops.
I mean, you didn't have to.
Okay, I have questions because some of them are a little difficult. Okay, like Saw,
Okay.
Westeros, an American Musical in 2019. What about if you were in it? That's unfair. That's bullshit.
That counts. That counts.
You
That
get
counts.
double?
Yeah.
I feel like you should get double.
I should get two more
You
spots.
were absolutely watching from the parts you weren't in. You were watching from the wings. I know this for a fact myself. So yes,
That's true.
It counts
That's
if you
true.
were in it. Of course, of
How
course.
much time bullshitting in the back?
Well, that was one of my
It'd be silly if it
bingos.
didn't.
That horizontal line. I got that one then.
Were there any other? And actually, that was one of the things I wanted to know if there were any other clarifications needed.
Actually, yeah. Hold on. hold on a moment.
She has opinions. Give her a moment.
Matt, nobody saw this coming. What are you talking about?
Costume contest, performance contest. Does that count?
So the costume contest and performance contest are two different things. And that's why the one bingo square that has that, it says costume contest / parade. So it counts if you were in the costume contest before we had the parade, because for the first.
So you don't care about people who were in the performance contest? is what
No,
you're saying.
that's on the other card.
Is it there? I don't see it.
Yes, it's on.
Do I not know how to read? Don't answer that. Oh, follow up. If you had a stick horse which inspired stick horse jousting, does it count?
I think that counts for you and you
Thank
alone.
you.
I will take the square. Thank you. I will take the bingo.
Somebody's asking where they can find the bingo cards. So there are several different places. If you're a patron, they're on our Patreon. If you are on Facebook, they are on the Facebook page. And I also shared them to the Facebook group a little while, like literally after this webcast started. And if you are not on Facebook, you can also find them on the Ice and Fire Con Twitter and bingo. So I
have many bingos.
Lydia says moon dash shine. Listen, I wanted to make it really big, and the only way to do that when I was creating the graphic was to give it a dash in the middle.
And I do have to apologize. The performance contest is on the other bingo card, and I retract my previous statement.
I was very careful when creating these, to make sure that they were as even as I could make them, in terms of people who had been attending, since 2013, 2014 or whatever. And also, people who've only been for like a year or two. Now, I can't guarantee if you're somebody who came 1 year and all you did was go to panels, I probably can't help you much. Maybe I should have went to a panel an option, but the free spaces, I love Ice and Fire Con. Okay, you got that one for free. So.
You know
or
what?
I guess maybe you don't. I don't know.
You know what's really fun is that my first year of Ice and Fire Con, personally, I did a lot of stuff. I feel like I pushed myself to do everything. We will talk about Stick Horse in just a moment. I think it leads into a good story. I think it would be good, but I did a lot of stuff. I feel like, so that actually benefits me in this bingo card. I have 4 bingos now, and I'm oh, I did that my first year.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't do it ever again, but I did it my first year. So that's your first year. If you're coming new, try everything, man. Try whatever you can get your grubby hands on the schedule next year, okay? Because you're going to have fun no matter what you choose.
So how many bingos did you guys get?
All right, this is going to take me a while to count up.
I mean, Brian H., I literally included Captain Ice and Fire Con badge as memorabilia for you.
I'm trying to find the bingo cards again, but when I looked at them, I know it was a lot of bingos.
Oh yeah, they're everywhere. Probably the most recent one was
Actually only 5. I thought there'd
Only
be
5.
more. Yeah, only
There's
Only
a lot
five
of good
bingos?
lore.
Between the 2 cards?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because
I don't do the tourneys.
Yeah,
That's fair.
I like to watch them. I don't like to be in them. I like to
did
watch
it
them.
1 year. In 2014, one of my roommates, like, actually it was my friend who was sort of like DJing the dance party that year, was also a volunteer and like was having issues with his computer that he needed to DJ the dance party on Saturday night. So he was like, I can't go to the tournament. So when they called this name, I was like, I'll stand in my like Cersei gown, by the way, like, and like long ass like extensions and everything. So once and once only, I fought in the tourney against Seka, actually, and I did win. Weirdly enough, I still have no idea how that happened, but I ceded it to her. I was like, you can just take that win. I've done this once, and it's sort of like the Dragon Con party. I've done this once and never again.
Yeah, I have 5 bingos on just card number 2.
Oh gosh.
Oh no! Are you gonna beat
Card
me?
2's a good one. Card 2 is a really good one.
It is.
It's a strong card. I've got the Omegang beer. That's a total. That's Mountain Lake. Was the end of that.
well,
That was the end, right?
I mean, now I'll give you that. Because
It started before, but I'm saying it ended then.
Yeah.
It
Well,
hasn't
didn't-
happened since.
We didn't
Nope.
have an actual tasting though at Mountain Lake. We didn't.
There was a
I'll give you
tasting.
that.
Oh wait, I missed one. Okay, it's up to 6.
Man.
Oh my god.
Oh wait, no, that added another 7. that creates another 2-way. Oh what? No, sorry, 8.
Oh my god! I think you beat me. How
Well,
did that
I
happen?
forgot that one time I did do a performance thing, even though it was just yelling at a bean for like 2 minutes. That was my performance. I forgot
That's so
about
fair.
it.
Man, I only got 4. So I got 4 on the first card and 3 on the second. Mine were I obviously saw on the first card it was OG attendee, tourney sword fight, bad fanfic writer, mashup cosplay, mock trial attendee. Yes, that counts. Mike the bartender. Danced at oh gosh, remember Mike the bartender? Danced at Fleabon Fett, Wolfpick panelist, played Cards Against Westeros, ate a Ravenwood feast. That's some like real kickback. I love Ice and Firecon. Won something in the silent auction. Chanted bears. Attended
Sure
3
wish
Ice and
I could win
Firecons.
something in the silent auction.
Do you think I attended 3 Ice and Firecons in a row?
No, not even
Mountain-
once.
Mountain
What a poser.
Lake, Skelly saw the musical in 2019. Played Aswaf, Quiplash. Oh, also, I checked off patron of Ice and Firecon because I put a lot of my own money into this. Thank you. Played Quiplash, Sunday night Game of Thrones rewatch, which is the repeat episodes that we did in 2017, I believe. 2017 and 2018, I think were the 2 rewatch years. Bonfire, obviously. And yeah, so Ashley, you beat me. You got 8 because I only got 3 on the second card. The second card is tough for me.
So I think I'm up to 10.
Yeah, like it's
10
easier
wait,
for me to
10
tell you which ones I
bingo?
don't have, and it's pretty much anything involving getting up in the morning and anything involving the tournament.
I may have miscounted because I was doing it quickly in my head, but I think I was up to 10.
I feel like I need to see proof of this. If you think you have beaten me in bingo, I need to see physical, checked off proof. Also, by the way, like I just want to point out that I am vaping and drinking White Claws because that is what Littlefinger would do.
Also,
Wait,
I
which
think
kind? Which kind are those? You're
White Claw's
muted.
the law tonight, baby.
Which kind? I got ruby grapefruit.
We're on some raspberry. Last night we
Ooh,
had
too
some
sweet.
grapefruit.
Yeah, grapefruits and limes are the only ones I really love.
Yeah. Yeah, the bingos are brilliant.
it should count for 2 bingos because I not only voted in the mock election, I won the mock election one year.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't want to put 1 in the mock election because that's like 5 people ever, or no, I mean it's 1 per con, so 7 people ever. But like, yeah. Also, that year
Not
was
only I won so bad the rules got changed.
exactly. Now you have to donate money to a charity to vote. How dare? All right, so I'm looking back to see if we have any. Yes, Lydia, in 2014 there was an Omegang beer tasting. It was for sure at 2013, 2014, and 2015 at Ravenwood. I believe it was 2016 at Mountain Lake. They bought some of the kegs.
I think they at least had like
beers.
3 of them in.
They did.
Maybe it's just I remember tasting many of them.
We didn't do like when I say like tastings, like we actually like, you know, that was one of the few things that we've done with the con where people had to buy a ticket, you know, and you know, pay a little bit extra for it.
Yeah.
But it was like $15 and you got a lot of beer. It was good times. So yeah. All right. Well, on that note, I'm going to bring in our special guest, David J. Peterson. How you doing?
I think I'm all right. How are you doing?
I'm doing, you know, good. It's a little cold here in California today, though. So
it is. It's overcast, isn't it? It's overcast.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what are we vaping?
I know. Normally, I wouldn't do this on a webcast, but I was like, well, we'll figure.
Get her ass.
It's not. It's not weed.
Okay.
Don't I wish? Don't I wish? It's just some bubblegum flavored nonsense.
Iron brew. Got it. Slam, Scotland.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
But yeah, so just to catch you up, we've been doing Ice and FireCon bingo. I'm sure you're listening in the background. But yeah, so we've had to put off Ice and FireCon a billion times, but you're still going to be there April of next year, thankfully.
Absolutely, 100%.
Thank you so much for working with us on this.
By the way, I am now double vaccinated. It's been 2 weeks since my second dose, so I'm looking forward to going out again. I'm really looking forward to it.
I feel you. I get my second dose of Pfizer on May 7th. So by the end of May, I'll be all set.
Team also, Pfizer, high P.
Yeah. Is it T? Well, I think for this it's House Pfizer.
Indeed, House Pfizer.
I really was gonna be House J&J because I wanted to be that one and done kind of gal, no matter like I was going to take that risk. I was going to take those side effects, but they literally put the kibosh on J&J the day I was supposed to get that vaccination.
Oh.
So, and after like living out here, if I lived in South Carolina still, I would have been vaccinated like a month ago, but you know.
Yeah. Well, you know, those of us in the know found a way.
Yes, yeah. I actually had opportunities, but it would have involved driving like an hour and a half to 2 hours each way. Like,
you mean to like Victorville? Because that's what I did.
I don't go anywhere or see anybody, so I was like, if it was like an hour each way, I'd maybe do it, but like.
Yeah. I've been to Victorville now 3 times. The first time was for a Taekwondo tournament, and I did very well there. Second time was for 1 COVID vaccine, and the third time was for the second. So Victorville, it holds a special place in my heart.
That's good. So I had this. This didn't work out as well as I wanted it to, but I did I did a virtual event with an author back at the end of March, where the host basically Googled the person and had them answer questions that were based on like Google autofill. So I was like hoping I would get more out of this, but I didn't. But just to sort of break the ice a little bit, some of the options I got. Is David J. Peterson languages?
Yes.
That is the question.
I mean, honestly, at this point, yeah. I mean, because really, well, of course, we all started with languages, but I really started at languages at 17. And now I am 40. So that means I am like 23 languages and 17 not languages. So I think that qualifies me as officially languages.
You're just what would that be? You identify as just languages.
I self-identify as languages. Thank you.
One of the questions, and I'll actually pose this as a question. I think people were, the question was, is David J. Peterson book? And I think they're asking if you have written or are writing a book.
Are you familiar with 30 Rock?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recall the episode with Subash and the book that they have where they have pictures of celebrities in there? And you know, the question was, you know, are you book or not book? And Jenna was not book. So the answer to this question is yes, I am book. Absolutely.
I do. It's like I don't want to. I don't know why Google autofills it this way, but is David J. Peterson a rookie? Now I know why this is a question, and there's a follow up to this. So.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know. No, I know exactly why it says that. I know exactly why it says that, and let me just start this ball rolling this way. I have personally met or interacted with or come into contact with 10 other David Petersons in my life, including my former French professor, David Peterson, and also a recent graduate of UC Berkeley linguistics, David Peterson. We were there at the same time. There was a David Peterson who graduated with a PhD, and I want to say my first, no, actually, I think it was my last year at as an undergraduate at UC Berkeley linguistics. And so I was often referred to as not that David Peterson while I was there. So yeah, I know what that is. But yeah, there is currently a baseball player named David Peterson, and I hope his career goes down in flames.
Well, I mean, the next question that was the lead into is something about is David J. Peterson's stats, which I don't know why Google is filling these things. These are not like actual. These aren't real questions. But he is a pitcher for the Mets, which I believe is the team that George follows. I know he's. I know he's not a Yankees fan, and he's not right.
Yeah, no,
he's not a baseball
Yankees
person.
fan.
I don't think he's a baseball person per se.
He's not much of a baseball person. He is a fan of both the New York Giants and the New York Jets. I know that if he was to choose a baseball team, I believe it would be the New York Mets, and not the Yankees. But no, football is a sport, not baseball. I will add this though. So on the subject of what was it? So David Peterson names baseball. Oh, right. So yeah, obviously my name is David Peterson. It's very common. But oddly enough, I have my last name due to my birth father, who was only in my life for like the first 3 months. My mother divorced him very quickly. I never really interacted with him after that. So really, I just got the name from him. Had I taken my mother's maiden name instead, I would have been, for baseball fans, David Ortiz. So that, I mean, I know. Well, I have a shot at being the most famous David Peterson. I think the most famous David Peterson right now is the former Premier of Ontario. But I've got a shot. But I never would have had any shot at being the most famous David Ortiz. For those who don't know baseball, the famous slugger for the Boston Red Sox, won several, at least 2 World Series. Really good guy. And not only that, one of my best friends, whom I met in 3rd grade, is named David Ortiz. So I would have been a second David Ortiz. Anyway, so you know, David Peterson is fine. I'm satisfied with it.
So somebody is asking, you did The Witcher as well.
Yep.
Yeah. Which I believe, I mean, that's you know, Witcher, and season 2 is just finished. And I think that's definitely a listen. Like if you are a Game of Thrones, Song of Ice and Fire fan, and you haven't at least watched The Witcher, you absolutely should. You know, I can understand not necessarily watching like the 100, you know, but like The Witcher, it's but I think there's a lot of overlapping between the show, the games, and the books with, you know, people who are fans of Song of Ice and Fire and Game of Thrones. So
yep. Henlinga, that's the language I created for it. And we did finish season 2. It's coming out sometime. They haven't decided on a date yet. But I want to tell you, since of course this is the day for it, something else I worked on that's I think should be a big deal for Song of Ice and Fire fans is Shadow and Bone, which is debuting on Netflix at midnight today.
I didn't know
Now,
you worked on that.
oh yeah, well, you probably, if you had known the backstory, you would know why. The author of the book series, Lee Bardugo, and I are friends. In fact, we've been friends for 10 years now. I met her before Shadow and Bone came out because I was doing a presentation on the Dothraki language at Worldcon in Reno, and she was in the audience. And towards the end of my presentation, I was calling people up to kind of cold pronounce Dothraki words, and I did like 5 of them, and the first 4 were short. And then Lee raised her hand for the 5th one, and I busted out a huge paragraph on her, and she did her best with it. And so then, afterwards, I went up to say hi, and she said that she was, an author. She had a book coming out, and I was like, oh, really? That's cool. And I made a word in Dothraki based on her name. And then, of course, the book came out. It was Shadow and Bone, became very successful. But we've remained friends ever since because she's in the LA area, like me. So yeah, we've been waiting for this thing to become either a movie or a show for forever. And so when it came to Netflix, I was right there and right on board. And not only that, for fans of Song of Ice and Fire, Lee has been a member of the Brotherhood Without Banners, which is kind of like a closer knit George R. R. Martin fan group that goes to Worldcon. And in fact, she was one of the last people to be knighted by George after he had to stop doing that when he became, too famous because of the show. So she was one of the people that was knighted, where it was a tradition where at Worldcon, he'd like ask you to go out and get him some like obscure food product that didn't cost very much. And if you brought it back to him, he knighted you. So yeah, Lee's been knighted.
I mean, I'll be completely honest. I might have a big favor to ask you. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, I've been reading these books for yeah. And for anybody who is listening to this who hasn't read or heard of Shadow and Bone, I don't know how you haven't heard of it at this point because Netflix has really been pushing it. It is based on books. It promises to be a really good series based on everything I've seen so far. I can't really talk much about what I have and have not seen, but it promises to be a really, really good series. And the first trilogy is a little bit YA, but it's Lee very much grew as a writer, and they're including her second series, which is a duology with the Shadow and Bone Netflix series. So yeah, I've been, my friend Lydia is in the chat like, oh my gosh, Tara's face, she's so excited. Yeah, you have no idea. Cause like, as much as I love Song of Ice and Fire and everything, like we've been so long without new content in this fandom that like, I really kind of attached myself to the Grucherverse fandom recently. So it's very exciting. That's really cool. Cause I knew that you'd done, I think I knew about The Witcher. And also Dune as well, and
yep,
of course the 100, which I've watched. And Dune is coming out. When is Dune coming out? Chloe knows more about that.
October 21st, I believe.
Okay, which you know, hopefully theaters will actually
Hopefully.
open by then.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I'm so hyped.
So other things I did get when Googling you is are you a podiatrist? Which was an amusing. In another life, you're a podiatrist, not a linguist.
I often get confused for a podiatrist. It's really embarrassing. I'm just standing there doing a panel. People are asking language questions. Somebody like a little confused raised their hand and said, like, I'm sorry, I had a question about my corns. I thought that's why I was here. I saw your name on the program. I'm like, I know. I look like a podiatrist. I mean, nobody looks at me and thinks, there's no way that guy's a podiatrist. I know you're all thinking it, but no, I'm not.
Well, and the other, one of the last thing is one of the things was about fan graphs, and I'm not even sure I know what that means.
A what?
a fan graph, FANGRAPHS, like a I don't know if it means graphics or like an actual graph. Do you not know what that means? That
I mean, you know, it's kind of like a secret OnlyFans, but if you don't know about it, you're not supposed to.
yeah. That's
But no, I have no idea what that is. I don't know. Maybe it's like a thing where it's like, I don't know, in like fandoms, you know, like maybe it's like clout. It says how much fan power I have. Maybe, you know, maybe after Shadow and Bone comes out, I'll finally hit E-list celebrity status. I'll be there.
all right. Well, any like, and I'm not. You absolutely can stay with us for a minute, but
Yeah.
one of the things we were gonna do for a bit, actually, if you're willing, one of the things I was thinking about doing on this webcast is a very special edition of a mock trial. Now, was I sure what this mock trial would be about? No, I was not. And I'm still not, to be completely honest.
Well, I am super curious, but I've got a ton of work, so I need to go.
Okay.
But
all right. Well, thank you for joining us so much.
I did want to leave you with a bit of news, though, because I did have something else to announce that I thought might be of interest, which is specifically, I wanted to let everybody know I am working on House of the Dragon.
Oh, so officially.
Yes, officially. I don't know if people suspected that or not, but yeah, no, I got leave from them. I'm working on House of the Dragon, and there will be lots of Valyrian in it, and I'm very excited about it.
Lots of Valyrian.
I'm very excited to hear that.
Yeah. And so that was all I wanted to let everybody know. And now I'm just gonna take a moment to show you some of my daughter's favorite Hatchimals.
Yes,
so like
please.
this is one of them.
Oh, I like
this is real content, honestly.
This is what I really logged in for.
That's a Christmas one.
It looks like something from Animal Crossing, to be honest.
Yeah, and I like this one. That's kind of like a little
that skirt. We love
there.
that skirt. Yeah.
Ballerina. Yeah, and then one more. I really like this one. See, because it's wearing a darling little hat. You see?
Aww, that is
a good hat.
Good hat.
How
I
old
just
is
think
your
it's really
daughter
cute.
now?
She is 5, almost 5.5.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I know the last time we talked with you, you said you're coming up with like a children's board game, or it was something like that.
I mean, not for children specifically, but yeah, no, I'm doing.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm creating a board game, and I'm also creating a bunch of languages for it. And that's right, I'm supposed to promote things. I have a YouTube series where every Thursday from 2 to 4 p.m. Pacific, another language creator and I, Jesse Sams, we create a language step by step. So from absolutely nothing to full language that can do stuff. We're towards the end of the second season now, where we're finishing our second language, and the languages are for animals, and the animals are going to be in the board game. So that is the way that Dot connects. So thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah,
by the way, the series is called Langtime Studio, because you need to be able to look it up somehow. Anyway, but I really look forward to this mock trial. So you say you don't know exactly what it's going to be. So what I have to assume is that it's going to be you bring somebody in, you like call the first witness, the witness comes up to the stand, and you just mock them mercilessly. You just humiliate this person.
David, this might be better.
Yeah,
this might be what we're looking for, actually. This might be it.
Generally what it is we hit 2 Game of Thrones or Song of Ice and Fire things. Like year 1, it was, what was it again? I don't even remember.
Depends on the time. Was it the time you made me defend the show while you defended the books?
Yes, it was show versus,
or was it
versus books. I think it was straight up show versus books the first year. And then the second year, it was
the best book. It was Clash versus, or Feast versus
Clash. And in the end, the audience argue.
Decided Dunkin' Egg was the best.
But
Yes.
seriously though, the show has me, the book doesn't. So like, how does book even enter into the competition?
I
Hands
can't
down.
believe they even let them, make books after the show came out. Truly, off of the show, based on the show.
I'm looking
her
forward.
whole-
I'm looking forward to the 6th book though, because then finally some of my stuff will be in there. That'll be
Oh, all right.
You've been made canon. Look at that.
finally. All right. Well, I am off.
Thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful evening, and we will hopefully talk soon.
All right. Mock
right,
that witness
bye.
to tears.
Yeah, we're gonna try.
Hi, David.
Bye.
So let's I don't know, real quick, let's let the audience choose. I'm gonna just hold on a second, having some technical difficulties. Real quick, audience, what do you think the mock trial should be about? Because we've talked about what's the best house, Stark, Lannister, and Targaryen not included, or that's a question. I think we need to pit two things against each other here, as per the usual. Now it can evolve from there. But if we're pitting two things against each other, what houses would we pit against each other?
It'd have to be like real good contrasts, right? Let's go by region here. What are you feeling, Ashley? Pick a region.
House Manwoody.
Jesus.
I feel like that's cheating, but
That is cheating. Cheat.
That is kind of cheating for you. I'm sorry.
Well, that
that means you
Go
can't
like
pick
one or
House
two
Dane.
over,
Well, I would say Chloe gets to fight for House Dane.
Well, that's easy. It's one of
Yeah.
the best houses. Give me something harder this year. Jesus.
Ooh, there's a good suggestion from John Egan.
Oh.
Red apple
Ooh,
Fossway versus
yeah,
green
right.
apple
Well, no, but
Fossaway.
nobody likes. That's the problem. Nobody likes the red apple Fossaways, and nobody likes the Brackens. What do we think?
Oh, Maesters versus Faceless Men. That's a fun idea.
Ooh.
That's actually a really fun idea, seeing as we have two very themed things at Ice and Fire Con for that, right, Ashley?
Ding ding ding.
Yes. Okay.
The Maesters.
Um.
The Maesters.
All right. Well, so are we gonna go with Maesters versus Faceless Men?
Yes.
All right. Hold on a
Yes.
second. I'm gonna try to edit this screen situation a little bit. And bring
Oh
it
no, I don't want
back.
this.
Oh, no, I
Oh
can't.
my god.
Oh my God.
What up?
Also, excuse me.
Oh my God.
This is good. This is so you're choosing Faceless Men, it looks
Can
like.
you hear me, Judge? Can you hear me?
In that case,
I
hold
can
on.
hear you. Can you hear me?
It is. I don't know how to remove it. I've got my assistant here. She's but I'm
Oh my God.
forward with it. I'm here live. I'm not a cat.
I see that.
I'm not sure how well you can see that.
Too sober for this.
I'm sorry. I was like, all I could think of was like, if we did a mock trial at Ice and Fire Con where like one or both of us dressed up as a cat, but also thank you, Dean, for being my Sansa.
He's a beautiful Sansa.
Very beautiful.
He is beautiful, isn't he? Wearing my dress somehow. I don't even want to talk about how that happened. But yes, I'm here live. I'm not a cat. And now we're.
I didn't realize that's what you were doing. But
And now Becca gets to judge whether.
Stop it.
Becca gets to judge who wins this. Is it going to be the Maesters or the Faceless Men? Now, Chloe, which one do you want to back? Maesters or Faceless Men?
You know, it's kind of hard, right? Because like the Faceless Men get major bank for what they do, where the Maesters do it for like next to nothing but petty servitude and like being petty, like for the rest of their lives. So I'm like, Some of them are like real into education and like snorting that education. You know what I mean? But I think I'm gonna go faceless men since I'm actually being given a choice.
Yeah, I feel like
So generous.
you lost the mistakenly you lost the book one because people voted in what do you call it?
Dunkin' Egg. I would have won. I was pretty close otherwise. I'm going to put that out there.
As someone who's a part of the audience for that one, Dunkin' Egg was a very logical decision to make.
No, it is. It's a total logical decision to come to that's the best story because it's just the most cohesive thematically and like has an end.
And they're very cute. And it's a buddy. It's basically just
like a buddy
novel.
Coppity. Yeah. A buddy coppity.
So, okay. First of all, just FYI, Chloe, we're being told to tweet something in the chat, about David J. Peterson.
Sorry, didn't think about
that's
that.
Fine. I will both be the defense attorney and tweet it real quick if that's
I'll
fine.
tweet it. It's fine.
Going for the Maesters here, which would not have been my choice because let's be honest, well, okay, so the Maesters, they spend their whole life studying and they get all those links. Ashley knows about those links on the Maester chain. So I feel like people who spend their whole life studying like actual knowledge, and have to ignore like the fake news of magic throughout the land, they should get the win here simply because they're just more knowledgeable. Like they might not know how to change their faces, but they're also literally in every house in Westeros.
Yeah, that's fine, but only if you think Westeros is that important. And if you've been across the sea, you'll learn that Westeros is nothing but a tiny pith of land. Real stuff happens in the East.
Real stuff?
Yeah, resources, trade, culture.
People.
Do they
It's slavery, but we're not going to say that loudly, okay? I'm talking about the free cities right now, first of all.
do they actually get do they actually have influence? Like we literally, the Maesters literally influence every single major house and also the minor houses too. There's Maesters everywhere. Those bitches be like prolific.
Yeah, but people pay us a lot of money. Like, listen, you got room and board for life. Hey, listen, you had your moment, so take a moment and step back. Thank you.
This is where we need our judge.
Where's the gavel, Judge Leonard Tyrell?
Right
there
here.
We go. But
Go.
real money, let's just say real money flows in, right? And look, I'm not trying to say that the Maesters aren't metal. Knowledge is fire. Okay, we all love knowledge, but we have knowledge. We have many faces of a god. Westerosi, you guys are like, here's 7 or here's 1. We've got countless gods. We've got a house of black and white in Bravos. And guess what we learned there? Everything, all your deadly secrets.
Murder.
Rolled. Silence. For the defense.
That's what I'm getting from this.
Are they
No, but someone could pay us to do that, is what I'm saying.
Listen, you talk about murder as if you don't know that Maesters have been fucking poisoning the people they don't like for years here.
Who murders the Maesters?
Who
murders
Maester men?
Only recently was there that one situation in Old Town. We're not going to talk about that. We don't need to talk about that. That was like some apprentice or something. He's, whatever.
That's so funny. That's
who has that candle again? That candle that gets like
Marwyn
lit, like yeah, exactly. Like again, who has that candle that's been lit? It's that special candle, and only we know
Marwyn.
about it.
Yeah, Marwyn the Mage is who you're speaking of, I believe. Listen, you all have seen Rick and Morty. What if we cut out half of that and it's just the old guy, right? Copyright Port Quentin on the internet. He allowed me to use this for his case. It's a legal matter. Listen, it's like traveling. Travel with Marwyn the Mage. You're going to learn so much. You're going to smoke probably a lot, but is Marwyn going to make it all the way through A Dream of Spring? Sure. We don't know. But you know who will? The Faceless Men.
Maybe one Faceless Man or like three of them. But the Maesters are forever, man. Like, listen,
it would just be so sad if a giant kraken came to Old Town.
We've absolutely educated some questionable people, but you know, in the end, like, we have more.
I hit myself in the face with my gavel.
All of Westeros than you do. What was that again?
I hit myself in the face with my gavel.
This judge is drunk.
Overruled. I don't know what Bring in the dancing lobsters.
I'm waiting for like arguments from the audio, from the live chat here. Like, you know, come on. Oh, Faceless Men have a cool catchphrase. 1 for Faceless Men, 0 for the Maesters.
We do have a swole Marwyn.
I mean, but again, like, I just keep coming back to the fact that like the Faceless Men only have
Arya Stark right now
to be placed in this area. Like, the Maesters are literally everywhere. You cannot get rid of us. Also, Maesters get Cheney bling plus 20,000 there.
Aw, more metal to drown with. I beat up that one.
Sustained.
Listen,
I don't know what those words mean, but I looked them up right before this mock trial.
This is the most accurate mock trial we've ever had.
You know,
we have a real lawyer who does this, and I am absolutely just.
It's too realistic.
I'm trying.
You know, Lydia, one of our esteemed friends in the comments, makes such a great point that the Faceless Men have the benefit of a body of knowledge across traditions, and Maesters read only. They're limited by printed text and what's handed down.
Is that actually true, though? They only read printed texts. Like, they actually do practice things. Not all of them, but the most learned ones. Maester Lewin was, I believe, one of them. Let's not talk about the one who got expelled, but he also did things experimentally.
No idea who you're talking about.
I mean, at the end of the day, the Maesters are limited in that, and they want to appear very innocent, but let's look at the facts. At least the Faceless Men don't lie about who they are. They do murder shit.
Okay, they lie a little bit.
They literally wear the faces of other people. That's
for their own protection. Should my clients not be protected? Your Honor, please.
You're overruled, Tara. The defense. What are you? The prosecution of the defense. Shut up, or I'm going to throw you out of this courtroom. Which one's the defense and which one's the prosecution? I almost said prostitution. The prosecution.
Damn it, Ashaya.
That's true too. Ashaya makes a great point.
Faceless men do not judge by gender.
It is a vote for gender equality. You can be anyone or you can be no one.
Would you like some more?
This is like fighting for Clash against fighting for Feast. This is now going.
It's not fun, is it?
I mean, on one side, murder.
Men. Reading.
Why? Why are men?
Wait, remember that time that Sam was training to be a maester and he like slewed the grayscale? Oh god, that was the.
Yeah, but do you remember the time when you had to be a maester and give up absolutely everything and not be able to enjoy anything like Gilly?
I feel like that happens in the Faceless Men.
Yeah.
You don't know it does though. Where's your first-hand account of it?
They literally ask Arya. Actually, yeah, that's a good point. They ask Arya to give up everything, including needles. She has to give up who she is.
And her private parts.
But as you've seen, she's
Ashley.
given up Needle. But
There's
has
a
she?
line.
Wait,
She hasn't
she has
given
to
Needle
give
up,
up
and we
her.
haven't killed her yet. I'm just saying.
Arya has to give up Needle and her private parts to become a faceless man.
No, she just has to give up Needle.
Oh, she said her private parts, and I was
Yeah,
like,
no,
"Bitch, what?"
Yeah,
Her
no. When they were
private life, like,
doing
for
it, they
her-
said that they said the house would take that too if they asked her it of her. Me referring to her having to work in like a brothel or something to get her job done.
Oh, I was definitely picturing something else. Thank you for clearing that up for me.
A little bit, yeah. Same.
Having a judge who's not read the books, I bet y'all are just having a laugh. So, it is a mock trial. Mock me, it's fine.
I mean, we do have Sorella.
Yeah, but she only came in as hilarious.
So no, wait, never mind.
You know what? There is no canonical proof from the author of the series. So, Your Honor,
Yes.
Your Honor, I think this should be thrown out. There is no canonical proof that Sorella is Alaris. It has not been revealed.
Thrown out in favor of the faceless
Whoever.
men.
Listen, it's not there's not cannot she
Definitely just started lying.
okay,
and
fine,
like
whatever.
crap,
You can have that vote. Fine, whatever.
What does
No,
the
and-
jury have to say?
We're doing great this round.
I mean, listen. If I'd have more time to prepare for this, we've heard nothing from Ryan H, who's over here just being Tiger King in his hat.
That's all I need.
Wait, if you were arrested with a mace, you can always
Yeah, you can melt that shit down. That's a good point, actually. I can't fault you on that one.
Listen. The end all and be all is the faceless men. Like, you have to pay them to kill people for you. Other than that, or they do it of their own accord because they have their own, they have their own agenda. But
Yeah, maesters are just like,
also,
you
if you pay a
By
maester,
the way,
Maybe that's just for free.
I know the maesters have their own agenda.
silence,
They have their own agenda.
silence, or I'll hold you in contempt of court. Maesters. Isn't that what judges say? That's what they say.
This is the
But
weirdest
also,
mock
though,
trial
if you
we've ever
pay-
had.
If you pay a maester, if you pay a maester to kill somebody, Kyburn, don't you think they would do it if you pay them enough?
Oh, they'll definitely do
Any
it.
man will do it if you pay him enough. I'd do it if you paid me.
Well, I know who to
How
go
much
to
are we
then.
paying? Like, let's find out.
But that's the thing. Maesters accept a very meager amount to scheme on their lords and break apart familial bonds that have existed and been the culture of Westeros for centuries.
So what do the faceless men do whenever they kill somebody?
Faceless men do what's necessary.
Uh-huh.
Do they know? I think
They're there to push forward the plot line, and they
I
do
said what I
real
said.
well.
I think they just do what they're paid to do. So maesters
So what's
are
the
needed.
maester's excuse?
I guess the question is what's
No,
the secret agenda
I'll
of
be
each
honest, I
group?
could be wrong about this. This is me speaking as Tara, not as somebody arguing as me. But they're not paid for what they do. They're just given basically like room and board and like a fancy title and fancy everything to live with these like houses. And some of them aren't, great houses, whatever. But like generally they're given a really good life to just teach the children and read the letters, and they keep their master's secrets. And if they have their own agenda, like, so be it. But they're all very educated people. We're gonna
I feel like this is really
I'd
playing
like
on a lot
to point
of
out that
class
I was
disparity.
correct in my quote. Someone
yes.
typed it out.
I saw that. I saw that. You get brownie points with the judge.
was that
Lady
this one?
Leaf Underhill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think that there is some aspect of something that you're saying there, Tara, but there is a big bit of class disparity, right? Because not everybody gets to rise in that. The maesters aren't always fair. Even the lease that they take aren't just always people off the street. Sometimes they get lucky, but you don't get to rise high. We see that there is huge disparity in the Citadel. We see Leo Tyrell rising in the ranks. There's none of that.
Is there something
We
wrong
take
with Leo
everyone.
Tyrell?
No,
And that's
he
what
doesn't
I
have a
thought.
last name anymore if he's at the Citadel, first of all. Second of all,
Yes, well, the people in the Faceless Men don't have anything. They have to give up all their physical belongings too, so don't even get me started on that.
but we also invite anyone off the streets within our black and white doors, our weirwood and obsidian doors. We invite anyone inside of our halls. We don't care if it's a lordling.
So
We don't worry about that.
So the Faceless Men is for the proletariat.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, but
The Maesters
they
are
still
for
have
the upper class echelons.
Maesters
and
exist to
murder
continue
people whether or not
Westeros
they
and
give up
bourgeois.
everything and murder people whether or not they want.
They're class reinforcists.
Maesters are for the bourgeoisie. Faceless Men are for the
Listen,
proletariat.
we know that we're bougie, okay?
the mask throw.
No.
Bonk.
Go to horny jail. Bonk.
I have to wonder, like, there's obviously like more going on behind the scenes with the Faceless Man and the whole dragons and magic thing. So, have you ever considered maybe the world would be better without magic, and they're on the right track there? Just putting it out there.
I don't know. We haven't seen magic do a lot of good. Not a lot of world peace happening, is there?
It's true.
Exactly. We don't. That's what they don't want the magic.
We're just trying to save the people.
Are you though?
One
Are
death
you?
at a time.
Are you? Are you trying to save the people?
I
You're
said
killing
what
the
I
people.
said. Don't question me.
You killed Pate for.
I was gonna get
Pate
laid.
looked around and Pate found out. Okay.
Literally fucked around and found out.
Listen. I'm done. I'm taking off my wig. I'm unwigging myself here.
All right. What's the verdict, Judge?
Let the
Or
record
jury.
show. Let the record
Let the
show.
record show the
That
Maesters taking off his wig, their wig.
Bailiff?
Let the record show the Maesters taking off their wig.
This is what I've been dealing with for 24 hours.
What, people taking their wigs off?
No, bad puns by Chloe and
Oh.
Emmett and Kevin. It's just hell.
Well, you know what? You're the one who decided to have this happen, so overruled.
That's true.
Just happened.
I mean, here's the thing.
let's
Here's the
see.
thing. Us
Final
Maesters, we believe in
Silence.
we
Silence.
believe in
Or I'll
actual.
hold you in contempt of court.
Why am I always in contempt?
Silence! Because you talk over me and that's not nice. I'll poison you. Now, each side may make one last argument before I don't know why I'm talking like this, but that's how it's going to be. Each side can make one last argument, and then we'll look at the jury and see what the jury have to say. Be quiet, Pasha and Leah. Silence. You make one last argument, and then I will make my decision because we have no jury. All right, the faceless or the faceless men may go. State your
All right.
case.
Got this.
First of all, I would like to announce we are changing our name to the Faceless People. Second order of business. In order to encompass a more inclusive environment as the Faceless People, we do want to say that the Maesters exist to prop up the system in Westeros, the industrial system that pops out lords and lordlings and manufactures the results and outcomes in these families. Maesters exist to prop up the greedy in Westeros, and nothing will be done for the people until they're, whatever happens. So maybe will happen to them. We don't know. But
We'll find out.
the Faceless People are here to accept anyone who is looking for a future that we decide we want them to have. Thank you.
Faceless
All
men for the
right.
people.
Faceless people for the people.
Faceless
Alright.
people for the people.
Faceless. All right. And Maesters, your last argument.
Meanwhile, the Maesters are over here preaching, just pure education. Like, everybody wants that education. They're going to get all of their links. They can take any links that they want. They just have to, get educated in them. And,
Do we really need more stupid people in Westeros?
Listen, yes. Here's the thing. The Maesters get their education, then they educate all of the children of the great houses and the minor houses and the honestly, like literally every house has a Maester. There's very few houses that don't have Maesters.
What about
So
all
we
the
are
people not in
prolific.
houses?
I'm sorry, what?
Silence.
Sorry.
Okay, what? You're not allowed to talk. So we have, we have our people in all of the houses in Westeros educating the youngins, and we're educating them in everything. I mean, even Maester Luwin, when asked, talks about, the things, the links that he earned that were in, magic and whatnot that were kind of like frowned upon, whatever. So, we have, I'm not gonna, here's the thing, I'm not gonna act like we don't have some questionable members. Doesn't every organization? But we also, the Faceless Men ask their members to give up literally everything. And also they go around murdering people.
To be
For
fair,
pay.
Qyburn got
So
kicked
they are
out.
murderers for hire. And yeah, that's what I got.
All right. The judge has reached her decision. I rule in favor of the faceless people because I too am a murderer. Case over. I support anybody who wants to kill anybody, especially my shitty grandson, Joffrey Baratheon Lannister. If you know how to kill him, you just talk to me because I'm looking. What's dismissed?
I'm sorry, Faceless Men lived to be so- Listen,
We won. Let's just drink
If I
to
had-
our
if I had
judge
time
real
to
quick.
prepare
A
for
drink
this,
to
I
our
feel like I
judge.
could have been way better at defending the Maesters.
Hey.
But
Like-
cheers. You guys eurned that.
Your classes.
I think
Well,
Lady
gosh,
Olenna
Rebecca,
Tyrell.
thank you so much for since we lost
Thanks,
our
Rebecca.
usual
Yeah,
mock
thanks,
trial judge and Andrew, and I had to play Littlefinger as his part. Thank you so much for joining us to be our apparently Boston.
Boston
Boston Olenna.
Boston Olenna, the
Boston.
Tyrell.
Yeah.
Jump in
I
the car.
based her off
Wait,
of
oh my
Judge
gosh,
Judy
wait though,
and
can we
Judge.
imagine like an Ice and Firecon cosplay next year where it's Olenna, but like with the hat and the glasses, but in like a Boston like Celtics or like
Hey, if somebody buys it for me, I'll wear it. It's a pizza. That's not a Boston thing, but you know.
That's New York, man. That's New York. Yeah,
Yeah, you're going a little Long Island even there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was a little confused, to be honest.
I just need to wear Olenna. I need to watch a lot of Boondock Saints, and I'll be okay.
yeah. There you go. There you go.
Cheers,
All right, well,
my
it
grandma.
is. Oh gosh, it's 9:30 Eastern, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm on the wrong time. So, thank you guys again for joining us for this crazy, silly. We went fancy last year. We went silly this year. I'm really glad we did. If you have not yet filled out your Ice and Firecon bingo cards, definitely do post them in the comments on like our Facebook post, either on the page or in the group. Let us see what your actual bingos are. I don't believe it until I see it.
I'll have proof.
Pixar didn't happen.
And there are other things going on. Officially, I think unofficially, Skelly Night doesn't start until 10, but that was because we weren't sure quite how long this would go. So I'm sure it will start a little bit earlier just saying. You know, and definitely please join us the rest of this weekend. I believe tomorrow at noon, when we have the Yeasty Boys thing that is airing, there will be some people in the Discord who are willing to like chat about it and stuff. So while there won't be like a live chat because it's a pre-recorded thing, we're still going to be around, you know, chatting about stuff. So yeah, and any last thoughts about, I don't know, like all I know is 1 year from now, you guys, in person finally, hopefully safely, healthily, everything. I you know, this isn't the way I wanted Ice and FireCon to go this year, but yeah, next year is gonna be ridiculous because I honestly can't imagine that it won't be.
We'll be making it. Well, it'll be 4
We're
cons
making up
crammed in
for
1 weekend.
2 missed years. So if it doesn't get absolutely ridiculous, then
Wednesday's the new Friday.
Tuesday's the new Thursday.
Everyone's just showing up on Sunday of the week. It's fine.
It's a 2-week vacation, and I can't wait.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Have a lovely night. I agree, Lydia. I do still feel love of the community, even virtually. But my God, I can't wait to hug you all again, you know? Or if you're not a huggy person, then like bump elbows or just chat from like, you know, 10 inches away or something, not, you know, half a country or more. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us, and yeah, we're gonna have a lot of great stuff going on this week. So please make sure, you know, to keep an eye on everything that's going on.
See you all soon.
See you all in a little bit. Bye.
Bye, guys. Skelly, say